Hey, welcome back, my friends. My name is Rod, here to shoot a little video about some recent finds and to find out whether this album is legitimately sealed, or did somebody resell it in an effort to fool somebody. It's a wonderful album. I'm going to take off the price tag on this because even though you don't know the vendor, I don't want his name out because he happens to be a friend of mine. Great album by Aretha Franklin. I saw this album and I noticed it was sealed. And I asked my friend, his name is Stuart, great guy, very honest man. And he goes, I bought it in a lot of albums. He bought it in a crate. He doesn't know if it was resealed by some bozo or if it's really a sealed album. I'm thinking it's not, simply because the fading on the cover, I don't know if you can tell in that, and on camera. Plus, it's a very tight fit. And sometimes that can be an indication. Plus, where it's dented, yeah, it could get dented with being in shrink, but it looks like it's, I don't know. I'm not thinking, I am thinking this has been resealed by somebody. So, if not, I'm opening a almost a 50-year-old record. What do you think? Yes or no? Did somebody reseal it? I'm thinking they did. Go ahead and cut it open. The suspense is killing me. Got this the other day, and a friend of mine suggested I shoot it on video, opening it. So that's what I'm going to do. Here we go. Here's a corner torn. And just by the way, the album is faded underneath. I'm thinking, I could be wrong. Here's the big moment. You know what? It's got a lot of paper. Flakes on it, but there's not really a scratch on here. So I'm thinking this was really a sealed album, which would be really cool. I also picked up a few other things I'm going to show. Same guy, friend of mine in town. I'm going to get rid of this. That's for real. Nasty old thing. Not only did he have this wonderful Aretha Franklin, which is a great album, by the way, if you come across this. He had Donna Summer, Best of 1 and 2. The beautiful Donna Summer. And it came with a poster. The original poster that came with it. So, that's kind of cool. I see this album a lot. It's always in bad condition when I see it, and it hardly ever has the poster. And these albums are both really, really good. And it came out of the same collection. He said he bought it from the same person. So I'm thinking this album has been sealed all this time. So I picked up the Donna Summer and Aretha Franklin from the same guy, my friend. And I went to Wild Honey Records in Oak Ridge, my favorite record store. And I picked up this, man, Sonny Clark, Blue Note. I love the Blue Note. If you're watching this video, you probably own a Blue Note. If you don't, and you like jazz, or you're thinking about getting into jazz, this is a great way to do it. These things are so well done. They're done. It's just beautiful the way it's done. Everything from the vinyl, how it's cut, to the cover is very thick, hard cardboard. Blue Note, y'all know, was a wonderful jazz label back in the day, still is. And one of the cool things about these Blue Notes is you could read who is on the album with the musician. Like, for instance, Donald Byrd, Hank Mobley, Sonny Clark, of course, Paul Chambers, and Art Blakey. And if you really like the way, say, the drums sound, Art Blakey, you can go and pick up one of his albums. And I actually have an album by everybody that plays on this album. Like Sonny Clark. Well, this is a Sonny Clark album. But say you heard him on another album, you'd be like, yeah, I dig Sonny. And you pick this one up. Hank Mobley. You're digging that saxophone, you pick up one of his from Blue Note. So I highly recommend the Blue Note. Great way to explore jazz if you're not that heavy into it and you'd like to, you know, kind of test the waters. Sitting here cleaning this record as I'm doing this video with you. And then I'm going to do a needle drop just to satisfy myself. Also, I picked up The Killers' Pressure Machine. This is the 7th studio album by The Killers. And sounds really good. It took me about 2 plays, 2 listens to really kind of get into it. That's just me. But if you like, they call it Heartland Rock, America. It's just an American rock and roll band. If there was an Americana station that kind of had a harder edge, a more rock edge, this would fit in perfect with it. I know a lot of the Americana stations, they go more bluegrass when they're not doing the Americana thing, but it's an Americana rock and roll album. The Killers. I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to put this album on because I believe this was a sealed record for real. Hold on. Yeah, sounds good. Aretha Franklin. If you're not familiar with this album, it's live. Has Son of a Preacher Man on here. Dark End of the Street. Also does Let It Be by the Beatles. This Girl's in Love with You. Sit Down and Cry. Wonderful album by Aretha Franklin. And this is really sounding good. So I got lucky. And it was actually a sealed record from God knows when, 40 years ago. I'm sitting here amongst boxes and boxes of albums. I don't know if you can get a good picture of it. I'm filming this on a Monday night. This coming Saturday is an antique festival in Clinton, Tennessee. Clinton, Tennessee was voted one of the top 10 antique districts in America. And last September, we weren't able to hold the festival because of the pandemic. But it's like the 30th year, minus last year, of the Clinton Antique Festival. So if you're near Knoxville, you're going to be anywhere near Knoxville this Saturday, the 9th, I believe it is. Jump on over to Clinton. There are going to be a lot of vendors. I'm going to have several boxes of albums. There's a lot of guys selling albums now. Mine came out of the antique shop I worked at. We've had them stored in an old comic book building, and we agreed to get most of them out and set them up and sell them. So, knock on wood, I do well enough to buy some more albums because that's what it's all about for me. Anyway, I want to thank you for stopping by and hang out with me. The Killers. Sonny Clark. Aretha Franklin, and of course Donna Summer were my latest pickups, man. Again, thanks a lot, guys, and be good.